Things are more enjoyable when you've got company. Whether it's seeking out new thrills or revisiting history, bringing along your squad always multiplies the fun wherever you go. And to start off this new season, we're going big, all the way. Big in size, big in comfort, big in practicality. And we're taking it to the biggest thing to happen in water parks in Philippine history. So, buckle up and join me for this ride as we go on this big journey. And I catch up with a few familiar faces along the way. Welcome to a brand new season of Drive. Hi there, welcome to Drive. I'm Deakin, and we're back, baby. That's right, Drive took a little break, but we're here to bring you more of what you love. More drives, more cars, and more destinations. We're kicking things off with the Toyota HiAce Super Grandia LXV model. That's the one with the big sort of roof there. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why this car? Why not a brand new van? Well, you see, we have featured other vans on this show before because this is the booming segment here in the Philippines. We did the Nissan Urban Premium S, we did the Photon Tuono, and basically the reason all of those exist is because they're trying to beat this baby here. So it's time to revisit the benchmark. And we're heading off to a very special destination in Clarkfield, Pampanga. And you're probably thinking there's nothing new there. And you're wrong, because there is. There's a brand new place called AquaPlanet. That is supposed to be the biggest in Asia. I'm not one to believe press releases, which is why we're heading out there to see it for ourselves. And you're coming along for the ride, so it's time to buckle up, because we're gonna go and drive. Wait, it's that way. All right, so we're in the HiAce LXV. Now, this is not exactly the newest van in the country. Actually, it's probably the oldest, but there's a reason why we're featuring it here on the show. You see, the van segment in the Philippines is a booming market, and the reason for that is quite obvious. It's just traffic is getting out of hand, and people are looking to their cars to sort of replace their offices and their homes, basically turn that downtime into something, either sleeping or working. And this van here, well, it's just the ticket. It's got the 3-liter engine. It's about 136 horsepower. Not a lot to write home about, but 300 Newton meters of torque is plenty to get this thing moving. It's not going to be super fast, obviously, but when you're climbing, when you're sort of getting off the line, it's got enough torque to sort of push you off, and especially if you're loaded up here, you're not going to have a drama. Beautiful captain seats with the ottoman as well built in, and you really do get comfortable in there. It's got a little table. But right now, this is the benchmark for a luxury people commuter. Not quite Alphard level, but it's somewhere in between there. If you have the Super Grandia, or you're looking at that, but you want a bit more space, a little bit more comfort, then you can go for this because of those 4 captain's chairs in the back. Plus, you've got that table that sort of folds out there. It's really a very comfortable place to spend time in. So, taking this thing out of town, getting stuck in traffic, it's absolutely no problem at all. Well, every road trip's got to start somewhere, and with us, it's always in a full tank of gas. Actually, it should be for you too, because you're not going to get very far on an empty tank, which is why we pulled into our local Petron station. Thank you very much. You get a full tank of turbo diesel, please. We picked the turbo diesel because this is Petron's most advanced diesel yet. It uses the tri-action advantage. That gives you better power and better mileage. Now, this is important, especially in a car like this where you need all the power you can get. You see, it's got a great little engine. It's got the D4D engine of Toyota, but it's a big vehicle. Now, if we're gonna chock a block full of people inside there, you're gonna need the best you can possibly get. It's created with enough torque, but the Petron turbo diesel maximizes that. Plus, it's very clean. A diesel fuel that's very compatible with the engine that understands all this modern technology. speaking of modern, the whole station is pretty modern. Actually, any Petron station you go to now, you're going to see all these great facilities. Everything you need for a road trip is here. You can get pretty much anything you need, from your snacks, your chips, your drinks, and all that. Plus, you got all the fast food options as well. Plenty of parking, clean restrooms. It's why we love to sort of stop over here, because it's a one-stop shop. Plus, you may as well get the safety check. They offer it for everybody here, whether it's your windscreen being cleaned, your tires being checked, your oil, all the fluid levels. These are very important things to check every time you fill up, but most especially when you're headed out of town, just like we are. Speaking of which, I'm excited about that because I've never been to this new place they call, I think it's AquaPlanet. It's supposed to be, I think, the biggest in Asia. Now that I think we're pretty much full, thank you very much. All right, thank you. And it's that easy. We're off. Let's go. Not that you want to really go particularly fast in this car, but just for the sake of testing, I'm going to floor it now so you can hear how vocal the engine is. That's also because you're pretty much sitting right over it, so you do feel that. It doesn't have a tachometer, which is kind of strange. You can live without it. At the end of the day, it's not really tuned towards the driver. It really is tuned towards the passenger. And well, about almost a minute later, we're at 90 something. So it really is a slow sort of climb. But once you're up there, it's not too bad. I mean, I expected it to be a little bit noisier. So they have contained it pretty well, considering its size. We're headed out to this water park, but in the meantime, I've got to sort of call my buddies, because what's happened here is any regular viewer of the show will know I've got these bunch of freeloaders. I mean, sorry, friends. I call them friends. They sent me a message last night. Yes, on free Facebook data, of course, because they're cheapskates. And they want me to pick them up, but they won't pick up their phone.
The subscriber cannot be reached.
Come on, guys. Let's go.
The subscriber cannot be reached.
So they've asked me to sort of swing by for them, but this is like the 10th call I've already made, and they're still not picking up.
The subscriber cannot be reached.
So I guess what I'm going to have to do is head over to Air Force City. That's the last message that they sent last night. Come on!
The subscriber cannot be reached.
Creepy person hide. By the way, this place is actually quite nice. I mean, you know what? I've driven past this place a few times before. Never really stopped because, well, I just saw the planes, but it's actually a very usable space. You got like parks over there for the kids, they can play. You got like places where you can have picnics and stuff like that. But what it's probably more known for is this is a historic site because it was the first airfield for the kamikaze pilots. You see, they used to do this back in Mabalaka. That's where they formed. And this, in 1944, was where they flew out. So now it serves as a tribute to that, or well, just to commemorate that history. Plus, of course, to the souls of the Americans and the Japanese that both lost their lives here. So pretty interesting stuff. Good.
Hey James, how are you?
Hi, hey, how are you? I thought I got rid of you in season 5. Are you ready?
Yeah, I've been waiting for this moment, James.
Okay, that's a little creepy. Yeah, let's just go. And by the way, just for future, in some countries they would arrest you for hiding in parks just like that. I'm just saying, you know. Here you go.
Wow. So much space.
Yep.
Amazing.
Just like the place in between your ears.
Can I go inside, James?
Yeah, sure, go ahead. Just make sure you leave some room for some people, all right? Shut the door. Everything else about the LXV is pretty much tuned down to basics. I mean, It isn't perfect. It's got some flaws. One of them being the fact that it should have a reverse camera, or at least very least sensors. It doesn't seem to have that. The fact that it's big, well, you know that. So getting into car parks, you can't really complain much. When you drive it, it's got that sort of very commercial feel to it. So, I mean, they saved the luxury for the Alphard, and this is more of a functional commercial vehicle. But it does its job well, so it's really hard to complain. It would be nice if we had a slightly better audio system to use, but this one does work. At least it's got its Bluetooth, but something a little bit more high-tech in this day and age would be very much appreciated. You've also got this really big TV over here, which comes from the roof. That'll keep the kids entertained. The rest, well, I think it's pretty much, it's a very comfortable family van, and one that will certainly get you out of town in great comfort and convenience. So, pretty hard to knock on that, isn't it? We're still headed to the water park. That's the main event for us. And but we're going to stop by a place called El Caballo. I don't know why they just can't bunch up in the same place. The second freeloader, I mean, dude, should be here. It's quite interesting as well. This is the El Caballo. They had one in Subic. It's primarily a horse riding area. It looks really good. Smells even better. You gotta check that out. That's priceless. Anyway, so we got the drugstore, you got the saloon, you've got all sorts of bits and pieces. You got this sort of historic facade going on, this old western town. Just sort of gives it that sort of Salt Lake vibe and all that. It's kind of a cool place.
Hey, James!
Jeez, would you stop doing that? What is it with you guys?
Why you took so long time?
Because I'm a busy guy.
I miss you.
Why can't we afford normal extras? Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Where we go?
Away from me, that's where you can go. Just stay there, just keep a distance, keep a distance.
Wow! Hello! So spacious, man!
All right, you wanna help? I'll be fine, no, sure, I'll do it. What the hell's this? Is this a bow and arrow?
Yeah, and a gun.
Oh, and a gun. All right, let's do it. Came from El Caballo. Now we're on our way to Fort Stossenberg. This is supposed to be another interesting place if you're into military history. This is turning out to be the carpool from hell because none of these guys are anywhere near each other. I mean, they're always in just different places. You'd think that they could just sort of talk, group together, and figure out how to way to meet in one spot, but no, gotta make me do all the work. But just know that if you are in front here, it's not really that bad a place to be. Actually, it's a lot better than I expected. It's automatic for a start. It's only a 4-speed. But you know, the biggest reason you would get an LXV is not really the engine. Obviously, that's important, right? I mean, it's the heart of the vehicle. But what's actually more important for the buyer here is the configuration. Not what you would call luxurious. However, it is still a very decent ride. If you're after luxurious, you have to go for the Alphard. That is super luxurious. This here, it's functional. It doesn't throw you around, but you do sort of hear and feel the road a little bit more. But the seats, they certainly soak it up quite well. Pretty much first-class seating because you've got captain's chairs for 4. That's 2 rows, 2 apiece, and they are really spacious and big. Plus, they've got their own foldable tables. The last guy is somewhere around here. All right, check it out. In consideration. I mean, imagine doing this to your Grab driver, right? Especially a Grab pool. Anyway, he's supposed to be here somewhere. Oh, but this place is called Fort Stossenberg. It's like a piece of military history, and the Philippines is very rich with sort of Philippine and American military history, Japanese, of course. This being a former U.S. base, you get to see a lot of stuff like this, and this was the home to... Ooh, okay, see, always do that, you know. Mr. Chow! Nice to see you, sir. And I still see you're stiff as a board. Get it? Board. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Just be natural. It's all right. I know you've been a statue for a while, and there you go. All right, let's go. Let's move. Okay, sure. Why not, right? Want fries with that? All right, put them all in. Yeah. No, I'll do the work. It's okay. You guys, really nice. Ah, my God, that's heavy.
Let's go!
Because everybody is bringing in their vans, they're all pretty much benchmarking on this. This is the benchmark. This is the household name. It's a generic name for vans in the Philippines especially. What exactly makes it so special? Why is this the standard that everyone's being held to? Well, I can tell you right now, it is basically because it works. It's just super reliable. It does cut back a little bit on the frills. There are some newer vans out there, especially luxury vans, that give you a little bit more. But as far as actually being a workhorse that does what it's supposed to do, this one here is pretty tough to beat.
Are we there yet?
Leave me alone.
All right, we're here, children, we're here. It's supposed to be a car show. End up being a babysitter. Swimming, woohoo! Well, we're finally here. This is the biggest water park in the Philippines. Well, that's not counting Malabon and España during the rainy season. Aside from that, this is it. 5th largest in Asia. It costs 2.5 billion pesos to build. It's 10 hectares, and they've got 38 state-of-the-art water attractions. So let's go and check each out. Let's go! Woo! 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 Yeah, we're all going down. That's the point. We're all literally, yeah. God bless. That's the point. Come on. Let's go. Fun. So this is the flow rider. So far, I've been flushed down a toilet. I've been dropped down a straight vertical drop. So this should be pretty easy. At least I hope it is.
Okay, we can do this. Fight!
Well, it was all pretty good till my pants came off. I mean, it's pretty powerful, but it's a great way to learn. A very safe and great way to learn. Try it out. Very cool. Well, that's pretty much it. It wraps up this episode of Drive. We hope you enjoyed it as much as the boys over there enjoyed swimming. It doesn't take them much, does it? But you know what? You're probably wondering why we kicked it off with this HiAce over here. It's not exactly new. It's not exactly sexy, but there is a reason for it. You see, as we get more and more congested, what we're trying to do is not just celebrate the passion of motoring by allowing more and more people to enjoy that ride. You see, because anything that you do, it's always amplified when you have people in the car. Bring your own squad, your own family, but it's also about responsible motoring. As we hit crisis points in Metro Manila and some cities in Cebu and other areas, we want to be more responsible. Vans like this, well, when used properly, you're part of the solution and not the problem. You see, if you fill them up with people, that avoids you taking 2 or 3 or even 4 cars out there, then that's really helping. It's always about minimizing your impact and your footprint out there. Let's all do our bit. But of course, when you take these things out of town and you bring in all your luggage, you bring in all the people, it really makes sense. Also, this place here, Clark, just when you thought you'd seen it all, along comes a place like this, AquaPlanet. You'd never seen anything like it. It's the biggest thing to happen in water parks here in the Philippines. And it has changed the landscape of Clark. People coming down from all other provinces just to visit this place. And that's what it's all about. It's about decentralizing. It's about spreading people around the country. And the only way to get there is on wheels. That's what this show is all about. And that's why we appreciate you coming for the ride. So continue to join us for this journey as we celebrate the passion of motoring and we take you to places that you may have never even heard of. But we will get you there, and we'll get you there in style. So till next week, my name is James Deakin. You know what to do, everybody. Drive safely.